Hey everyone, Drajan here, and I have been quite busy both in my work and in my personal life since becoming a new father, hence the lesser video output lately. I still like making review videos on keyboards, but I need to make the production process quicker, but still make it informative. So I am trying a new format where I focus more on my personal comments on the keyboard and refrain from mentioning things that are already on the product page. With that said, welcome to Keyboard One Shots. So for our first keyboard one shot, we have the Corsa from Matrix Lab. First, let's go to the design and build quality. Matrix is one of my favorite keyboard manufacturers because of three things. First is their coating, which in this case is the white flash. This is textured, which you can see in the specs that reflect the light, and it is beautiful. The powdery texture, based on my experience, does well at making the scratches not that obvious, and that is a big plus for me since I can be clumsy around my keyboards. Second thing that I like is their use of LCD, where you can put in basically any GIF that you like. Third is the overall design language of their keyboards. They always have these futuristic bars, accents, and badges that definitely give the keyboard a very distinct look, which I really like. Going to the typing experience, the Corsa sounds great. I was happily surprised since my recent Matrix keyboards like the Meta and the 8XV 3.0 have sounded very hollow and felt mushy to type on. But the Corsa felt very bouncy and it sounded great. The Alphas in particular sounded really nice. The Corsa employs a different mount compared to the previous Matrix keyboards. The plate here is mounted at 6 points on foam tadpoles that sit on suspended FR4 strips. You also get these foam that I think act as a built-in force break mod between the top and bottom case. This isolation, I think, gives the board that FR4 sound that I really like. But I do have some nitpicks. One, I am still not a fan of the flex cuts on their alu plates. I would definitely prefer one without flex cuts. And two, the mounting posts in my opinion are not properly distributed, especially the one at the spacebar. You have a mounting post way closer to the right side of the spacebar, and that causes a bit of inconsistency on the spacebar sound and feel, since the right side will be stiffer than the left. This was probably done to make way for the catchball mechanism, which I am also not a fan of the implementation here. It feels a bit off to remove the top case since you will always be pushing back on the PCB and it requires a bit of force to open. And then it pops off quite violently. I always feel that I will scratch the board, and this board is quite expensive, so that makes me a bit uneasy. And that takes us to the price. For my unit, I got it for around $600 shipped for a PVD version, though your price may vary depending on a lot of factors. When built, the keyboard weighs around 4 pounds, which is a nice weight for a 65%. Taking all of that into account, I do recommend this keyboard. The price is relatively high, but I do think that you are getting your money's worth with the unique LCD and the superb finishing and design of the board. I'm not a fan of the catchball mechanism and the placement of the mounting points, but it is still overall a good keyboard to type on. And that is it for this video. I'll leave you with a full sound test and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!